Hi, I'm Rebecca Wilson and I'd like to introduce you to an easy way to teach the notes. Actually, one of the hardest things to teach a beginner is to read the notes, and yet it's so crucial to their progress. What we music teachers really need is a fun, effective and easy way to teach the notes. Wilbeck's Easy Notes teaches the notes to piano beginners using 2 theory books, which at the rate of 2 pages a week takes the beginner about a year to get through. The books come with a set of note flashcards. The flashcards are in the middle section of the books. They're perforated, and so you can tear them out one by one as the student progresses through the books. And eventually you end up with a set of 31. There's also the magnetic stave and characters. The magnetic stave is a whiteboard, and it comes with a whiteboard pen and some magnetic buttons. And this is the magnetic characters set. These characters relate to the stories in the theory books. You can punch them out like this, and they go on the magnetic stave, and they also fit on the keys of the piano. They come with a teacher's handbook, which explains how to use them and gives lots of examples of how you can use them. Well, I'd like to give you a demonstration now of how to use Easy Notes in the first piano lessons. To make it more interactive for the student, I'm going to use a kennel, which I've cut out from the middle section of the first book. And I'm also going to use some of the magnetic characters. Did you know that on the piano there are lots of kennels? See this kennel? It's got 2 black stripes. Would you like to put it somewhere on the piano that's got 2 black stripes? Okay, very good. How about another place on the piano, maybe in the middle? Good. Well, inside this kennel is a dog. He's in his kennel with 2 black stripes. How about you play this note and make that dog say woof? Excellent. Well, his best friend is Cat C. She always sits beside him. Here she is beside him. Can you make her say meow? Good girl. Cat C and Dog D are owned by Boy B. He really loves his pets. Here he is standing by Cat C. Can you make him say hi? That's great. Okay, how about move the kennel up here somewhere, and you can move the dog and the cat and the boy as well. There's the dog in his kennel. Cat C's right beside him, and there's Boy B. Then I'd explain to her how to do the exercise at the bottom of the page, and she can do this when she goes home. Then, because I usually give 2 pages of theory each lesson, we'd look at page 2. So she'd learn how there's an elephant, a frog, and a girl next door. And then I'd explain to her how to do the exercise at the bottom of the page. In the second lesson, she'll learn that Boy B and Girl G have got lovely apple trees in their backyards. So now she'll know all the notes on the piano. And when she goes home, she'll do lots of exercises to practice naming all the notes on the piano keyboard. In the fourth lesson, she'll start learning the notes on the stave. So I'll read these stories to her. Boy B and Girl G live in Treble Stave Street. One day, Boy B asked Girl G if she would look after his pets while he was away on holiday. Sure, she said, but sorry, Mum is really fussy. They won't be allowed inside. This is Dog D sitting at the front door of Girl G's house, hoping someone will let him in. This is the Dog D note. He's just below the bottom line of Girl G's house. Cat C keeps Dog D company. This is the Cat C note. She sits a little lower than Dog D and has whiskers. So now we'll use the magnetic stave for the first time. Now, did you remember what street Girl G lives in? Could you remember the name?
Treble Stave Street.
Very good, Treble Stave Street, and here's her house. Now, remember, she's looking after Boy B's pets, and poor Dog D, he wants to get inside the house, but he can't. So here he is, just below the bottom line. Cat C is keeping him company. She sits a little lower down and has whiskers. Would you like to put Cat C on top of those whiskers? Right on top. Excellent. Okay. So could you put the kennel right in the middle? Now, can you play me Dog D? Make him say woof. Good. Now play me Cat C. Make him say meow. Very good. Now, which note is this? Dog D or Cat C?
Dog D.
Good. Can you play that note for me? Good. And here's another note. Which note is that? Dog D or Cat C?
Cat C.
Can you play that note for me? Excellent. Then I'd explain to her how to do the exercises at the bottom of the page, which is to name and draw lots of D and C notes. So this is how the notes are taught, using characters and stories that link to each note's position on the stave and on the piano. And this is why the students become able to instantly recognize the notes. All the treble notes are in Treble Stave Street and linked to this house, Girl G's house. The bass notes are on a farm, Bass Stave Farm. We've been looking at notes on Treble Stave Street. Now let's go down to Bass Stave Farm. Meet Farmer Fred. He loves being a farmer, but some days he'd rather be out playing football. Whenever he gets a chance, he goes out on the farm to practice football. This is Farmer Fred, kicking football F through the goalposts on the fourth line, the F line. So here's another story teaching a new note, and as you can see, the story links to the note's position on the stave. This can be a great prompt to help the student remember what a note is without giving the answer away. Each time a new note is introduced, the prompt is given under the note. The prompts are used throughout the Easy Notes books, not all the time, but enough to confirm the idea, as in this exercise. The flashcards that come with the books enable further note practice at home. The prompts and the character pictures are on the back of the flashcards, so parents can prompt the child if they need a bit of help naming a note. Another problem that Easy Notes solves is the link between the notes on the stave and the notes on the piano keyboard. For example, a child might know that a certain note is D, but often they don't know if it's this D or this D or this D. In the middle section of the first Easy Notes theory book are 2 kennels, 2 lily pads and a ladder. These can be cut out and placed on the keyboard like this, providing a kind of a keyboard geography which helps to link the notes on the stave to the right notes on the piano. These links are introduced one by one in the stories in the theory books. For example, here's Dad D, up the ladder 1, 2, 3, 4, and here he is up the ladder on the piano keyboard. In the lesson, the magnetic stave is a wonderful tool for the teacher to use to revise the notes using the magnetic characters and the magnetic buttons. This gives the child a hands-on, kinetic activity which greatly enhances their learning of the notes, and kids really enjoy handling the magnets. So in this way of stories and characters and lots of repetition, the student learns to instantly recognise 4 octaves of notes in their first year, all the way from low C, 2 ledger lines below the bass, up to high C, 2 ledger lines above the treble. I use it with my students and I can testify it really works. It's fun, it's really effective and it's easy to use, and the kids just love it.